Hello everyone, this is Mistress Nightmare here, and I'm going to be reading chapter 18 of Rose, the Shade of Love and Lust. Before we get started, please hit that like button, comment, subscribe to this channel if you guys want more creepypasta fanfictions out there. Until then, let's get started. Drip, drip, drip. Something dripping from above me as I looked around the torture room I was left in. The walls look even colored now than before as I hang my head. The sound of something that was going on, like Zoggles' minions were running past the door. The sounds of steel blades ripping against skin as the black and red blood speared in view of the door. "Skylar?" a voice yelled as my head shot up. That was Jeff came in view of the torture room. He looked like he was had his crazed eyes landing on me. He held his knife. The black and red like blood splattered over his white hoodie, black jeans slightly ripped, and his messy hair had blood dripping from it. The killer's eyes were on my body as he turned sharply and was tackled by one of two more Zoggles minions. His knife flashed as he was above them into the torture room, and laughing as he cut one of the creature's arms off and stabbed the other like 20 times in the heart, or where the heart should be. Blood was from them splattered everywhere as he did the same with the other one. Jeff already cut a smile or somewhat wider as he ran to me with his knife held high. I shut my eyes in fear as the sound of clanking sound of the chains that held me fell down. I fell down to the floor. "Thanks, Jeff," I said, rubbing my wrists, the red and brown marks that were on them. He looked confused for a second as he looked at me with lidless eyes. "How the fuck do you know who I am?" he asked with a cocky way that he always makes my eyes roll. "Offender Slenders told me a bit about you guys," I said as his eyes the dress. "Do you have any proper clothes?" motioning to him that I've been wanting to get rid of this dress. Jeff's grin widened as he slashed the knife at the dress, or what used to be the dress. He had cut off the middle of the section so that it would be roughly covered the upper part, the upper half, and the bottom of the dress acted more like a skirt, which covered my legs until a little over my mid-thigh. "There, it's fixed. Now come on," he growled out as he sprinted down into the hall. I was right in pursuit. The hall had been blood-littered the walls as it slowly dripped from the bodies of the creatures that were laying on the ground, or disemboweled in very violent ways. My legs were pounding as fast as the fighting got louder, and I grabbed the nearby spear. Who knows? I may need this. My black hair wished behind me as I and Jeff ran to the fight, seeing Offender, Slender, Hellfire, all fighting some kind of hybrid-looking monster. The Hydra-looking monster. The 5 heads had snapped in anger and roared, while one was ready to leap as it looked lifeless. The creature had one eye turned to me as it lunged at me. I raised the spear ready to attack, as if I had to, but Jeff was already beating me to it. His knife dove itself into the monster's eye as it screeched in pain, lifting its head, crying, carrying a crazed Jeff with it as he stabbed it over and over in the face. Its other head's bot was busy fighting the others as the boy in Zelda costume was fighting with Hellfire as he had wires coming out from nowhere and sparks of electricity blinding or brightening them with light. Hellfire spotted me and ran to me, leaving the elf boy to fight alone. "Damn it, Hellfire!" he yelled angrily, dodging the fang of one of those electric monsters as its wires wrapped around its neck. "Skylar!" Noah yelled at me, making Offender turn his head as Slender fought the other 8 tentacles coming out of Slender's in polka dots suit. Frowning with a sharp teeth attack and one of his hands sharp with bells at the end of each tentacles. Offender and Splendor quickly snapped their heads to the creature as they were fighting. A bloody, slow drip and the sound of a loud snap. That was heard. Only one head remained. The creature looked like a dead flower stem. Skylar, I was wrapped around in a big hug into 2 sets of arms. Noah was hugging me tightly as her hood fell off as I fixed it, putting it back on her. "You're alive! You're alive! I was going to freak out if you were dead or killed Jeff." She giggled as the fencer nuzzled my neck in the hug. "I'm never letting you go again," he vowed, making me smile. But it faltered for a second. "Offender," he looked at me. "Why do you even love me, honestly?" I asked, preparing for an answer. He smiled, and he had to turn it into a frown as he held me closer. The muscles of his chest against my back. "The reason that I fall in love with you is not because of your amazing body. It's not because you are a great sex. But I've been watching you ever since you were a little girl, Skylar. And I'm not in the whole stalking kind of way," he heard, making a giggle escape from my lips. "I love everything about you. The way you laugh, that makes me want to laugh. Your smile makes me smile. The way you cry makes me want to comfort you. I love you not just to get in your pants, but I'm in love with you with all my black heart. The way it beats faster when I'm around you, you make me want to never let you go. Ever. I love the real you, Skylar," he finished as he kissed my cheek. I stared at him as I thought about it. He loved me, not the way he did with other women, but did I love him back? I thought back at how he tried kidnapping me, but when I found out the rose on my laptop, he could have raped you right there and then. You touched it, but he didn't. He waited, and I had a flashback moment of how you were courtshiped. He purposely made that gag for you to escape. When I saw him through the window, that he could have just teleported, not letting me have a chance, but he instantly let me see him. He did that all his own way. Kind of went slightly wrong. I did love him. I could have tried to kill him, but I didn't, and decided to live with him. Not because of the rose, but on my own choice. I love you, Effendi, I said with a smile, kissing him, and he kissing me back. Jeff gagged in the background. I flipped him off. Offender smiled widened as he blew happy with a blown happy smile as he brought me closer. His head tilted slightly as we both parted. So you're my girlfriend now? He asked as if not fully sure. I smiled and nodded. He kissed me again, but was interrupted. Aw, look at the pair of love bats. Zoggles sneered in anger. His eyes were glowing, glued on me and the fender. You will not take what's mine, he growled at everyone getting ready to a fight. I clenched the spirit as I looked at everyone. This is my family. This was my new life.